Yo, what's happening in South Africa? How you doing? This is your boy DJ Alex, aka the blind, hard to find and one of a kind. Yes, indeed. She goes by the name of Miley Cyrus. Of course, she used to be back then. In the day, she was Hannah Montana, man. What a great Disney princess. Of course, we are live right here on the social medias. Of course, DJ Alex. Don't worry. Next time it will be live on the air, man. Sawtest FM 89.1 FM, you'll be hearing me right there on. Oh man, what's happening? How you doing, y'all? It's a Human Rights Day, taking us back to 1968. Yes, man, it's been a great pleasure, man. Of course, due to the fact that it's no longer what used to be my place, but nonetheless, we're doing this the audio way. We are live on your social medias, of course. DJ Alex, ladies and gentlemen, give a round of applause for yours truly, DJ Alex, baby. So, what are we going to be talking about today? Hey, check this out, man. I've been listening to a very interesting hit single of a lady called Paxton. Now, Paxton basically is from Cape Town. And Paxton basically, dropped this hot single. And it was on an album, though. And the name of the track is called Innocence. I'm very sorry about the noise over there in the background. And, well, we're going to be having a listen to the track, Paxton. And we're also going to be trying to celebrate the life of those who fought for us back in the, when human rights was still in, how could I put it? Sorry about that. I'll be with you in a moment. All right. Sorry about that. I just had to get my signature tune. All right. So what we're going to be looking at, maybe not. We're going to be trying to celebrate the life and times of those who celebrated human rights and who fought for our rights actually back in the day. But that is not what I'm here for, man. I'm always here for the entertainment and of course, the great stuff indeed. So, what are we going to be talking about? So we're looking back at some of the human rights, well, basically the Bill of Rights. Well, I know for a fact that disability also plays a huge role in the human rights section. Of course, you get, in the Bill of Rights, we get the rights as, the right to live, the right to freedom, and of course, the right as well to human dignity, and a whole lot more. But hey, if you don't know your homework, man, I suggest you go and do your homework, hey? And of course, myself for representing for, basically, like I told you guys, like back then, like I don't know how most of you know me, and all of my fans know me, I just don't seem to fit myself into where the word disability is. But now, recently, now I've been starting to look at, some of their lives and how they've been treated and how their dignity and their right to live has been taken away. And, looking at them and looking at, the amount of people who's like me, like, for example, like blind and not as much privileged as I grew up and, had the kind of like nice type of life that I had. Well, man, hey, don't worry. It's not the end of the world, hey? You guys are gonna make it. No, for real. Whether you are in a wheelchair, whether you are on crutches, whatever, you get mental disability, you get physical disabled, you get visual impairment. There's a whole lot of even autism. It plays a part of disability. But hey, yeah. So looking at some of the the disabled people that didn't have that set up baby type of lifestyle, that get everything type of lifestyle, and For me, basically growing up and, obviously, facing a lot of challenges and, overcoming a lot of things. I definitely look forward to waking up, and seeing another day. We get, a lot of days where we feel like we don't want to wake up. And, we just have those days where we feel like giving up. And, giving up was, basically when I started to grow up, and I wasn't really that into things as much as I was. I was really like, I had a bit of depression. I had a bit of anxieties now and here and there. And ever since I started to understand life more, and started to understand like what is the meaning and what is the purpose, and how to appreciate the small things and the big things and those things in life. And for me then it became, because like, how could I put it, like I was those that don't care type of kid that really didn't care much. And now, especially with whatever it is that you guys have heard in during my podcast, I started to look at life differently, and I started to see things different. But then also what I also realized is actually, when you get to wake up, you also realize that you wake up and you think to yourself that there's new thinkings, new possibilities, new blessings, new achievements. And, what I've also saw that is that not just myself when I grew up, but I've looked at a couple of things, and I've looked at a couple of things that actually really make sense. And I've seen that, a lot of disabled people, especially the ones in the wheelchair, gets humiliated a lot and also embarrassed a lot. And, actually the people that, how could I put it, that does these type of things is not actually aware that, how could I put it, what is, retribution. All right. Yeah. Retribution. It comes back. All right. What, like, even if it takes 5 years, 10 years, you know what I'm saying? Like if you've done good, mostly good, and, whether you've done bad, either way, both, like, retribution will come back. But anyways, we all have our days, and we all have our ways, and we all have a part to play, different character traits, as Nasty C would say. Just thinking about this song called Another One Down. But without further ado, like I said to you, I'm going to be bringing you some facts. And especially with the lockdown, guys, you know what I'm saying? A lot of us have experienced a lot of things, basically. Like, how could I put it? Well, some of us learned to mess it up, and some of us learned to, start to appreciate, a lot of things, basically, like a quality time and time with the family and the loved ones, and so forth and so forth and so forth and so forth, blah blah blah. But I'm not here to blab about myself, and I'm not here to blab about what should be appreciated and what should not be appreciated. I've always been known as an entertainer. So without further ado, man, we're gonna get back to it, and we're gonna be dropping some entertainment. Well, fortunately, this is not about myself. Hey, no, I'm you know what? I'm just kind and just that generous to feel, try and contribute something to human rights, which was actually my plan. You know what I'm saying? And look, a lot of people looked at me as always lucky, but no, it's because I believe in that blessings, that ultimate achieving goals. You know what I'm saying? And also, one thing I've learned, hey, check this out. I was watching an interesting program the other day, actually. I'm a huge YouTuber. And I was watching a scenario of, this girl and her brother actually went to the same school. Now, the problem was that the girl had a limp, Now, in my experience of basically what I know is a limp is basically where you walk funny and just trying to find your way to start walking, like me, I was like blind, born blind, hard to find, and one of a kind. And I also wondered, like, how am I going to fit my way into. But anyway, the shortened part of the story is, she always saw this kid, who is a brother, by the way, as an embarrassment, and the fact that, she doesn't want anything to do with him, and until one day, actually, a shocking truth was revealed, and everything changed. So apparently, what happened was then this girl, it was a birthday, right? And then her dad basically brought a cake, and as the cake was placed into her brother's hands, he managed to drop the cake. And what happened then was she became furious, man. Like, and it's like I said to the station manager of RTS, look, man, when you work with, look, I'm not saying me. Look, me, I want to be treated normal. You don't come to me with that tendency of who has planned, who has shame attitude. No, because then she dropped the cake and she became furious. And then what she was told actually changed her life for good. So what happened was they were playing together in the streets. This young lady and her brother, they were playing together in the streets and they were very close and they had good companionship, and what happened was her brother actually pushed her out of the way in order for the car not to hit the lady. And that is how he actually became how he was, you know what I'm saying, limping and all of a sudden then she wanted something to do with him because she didn't know that. And the actual story was that the young brother was actually afraid of letting the girl know, look, you can't know this because it's probably going to affect your life more than what it should be affected. You know what I'm saying? Same thing as me. Well, let me put it this way. Look, I grew up with a lot of privileges, and I grew up with, a lot of things like going to how I wanted it, you know what I'm saying, until I started to see, the bigger picture, and, you know what I'm saying, looking at, behind the scenes. So, like, wherever I went or wherever I go, it's just, I don't have this disability type of thing with me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I roam the streets alone. I just, like, I don't know, have you seen the video the other day? I was like on the social medias, you know what I'm saying? Look, and another thing of me is, I was chilling somewhere the other day and, look, I used to have that bragging attitude of, I can do this better than you with a phone and better than you know what I'm saying? But now, think about the disabled people. Think about the people that doesn't have what we have and that so badly, well, not just disabled people, but I mean, you get like normal people too. I mean, you would get probably some people listening to my show and be like, man, I can be like that. But we look at it and we see we didn't have that. They didn't have that kind of upbringing, or they didn't have that kind of how could I put it? That support system and that kind of people to be there that can motivate them, with those encouraging words and you know what I'm saying, make it a bit easier for them, to cope with things in life, you know what I'm saying? A lot of people, especially the disabled people, they get a lot of harsh words from the people, and what also happens is the words that they get now and then, man, it can be hurting. But I'm not even going to go into myself. But the one thing that I've learned and the one thing that I've also taught myself is basically to not just go out there and listen to encouraging music. I have to put that self-esteem with it, to go find that inner strength and go search for that hero within me. And they like find days to wake up and basically like encourage myself and just look at, like not just my setbacks basically, but a lot of inspirational things that I've done throughout my life, you know what I'm saying? And the thing that inspires me, well, we're going to be taking a look at your messages a bit later on. I'm sure it is someone interesting. Well, the thing that inspires me about myself is when I sit back and I, especially at night, and a lot of people think that, okay, wait, well, here's the truth. No, seriously, I used to share my cross, basically. I used to share what used to be my so-called burdens, but it was just nonsense burdens that I used to share. But nowadays, I started, like what, for the last 10, 12 years, I started to carry my burden alone. And, I just, started to just chill alone and just think deep to myself. You know what I'm saying? So if it so happens that I don't pay attention to people, it's just that I'm looking for me, within myself. So nowadays, when I look back and like there's days where I wake up and, I'm not in the mood for the world, for example. I'm not in the mood to talk, and, I would find myself, just listening to rap music now then a lot. But then I look back at a lot of people's lives that I actually inspired, you know what I'm saying? Just that, like, how could I put it? Like, let's say you walk till by the corner and you have that, but, just the smallest talk, basically. What I've experienced through my life, basically, the smallest talk you have with someone that, that admires you, or someone that thinks that, oh, maybe you should try greet you, maybe you won't have time to speak to the particular person. The smallest talk can make a difference. You know what I'm saying? Whether it's a huge difference, whether it's a life-changing difference. And my daily goal, honestly, this far, look, I've made a lot of changes and a lot of differences in a lot of people's lives. Whether it's blind people, whether it's the fact that I've taken people to the top, whether it is the fact that I've helped people, whether it's with what music things, the smallest things, you know what I'm saying? And especially my fans. If I go out there and, I meet someone and this particular, look, people, I'm very, very down to earth. I'm not that type of high class person. Yeah, probably with my gadgets, then I'll become fuzzy, or with the type of music that I listen to. But technically, I listen to everything. But if it doesn't have that positive message in it, and that innovative type of creativity message in the song within itself, no, I'm not interested. And we were talking about house the other day, house music, especially like instrumental house music. But nonetheless, house music you can't have 5 minutes to explain house music. So anyway, getting back to it, and like I was saying, like I'm very like down to earth like that. You know what I'm saying? I have a chat with anyone, everyone. You know what I'm saying? Look, as long as they see what I'm trying to say, or where I'm coming from differently, and look, as long as I can give them that type of, that encouragement to basically visualize, like, or see the world basically through someone that cannot see his eyes. It also it really inspires me a lot. And what I also do is I browse a lot through my my good content. Look, obviously, as an artist and as a producer, you have to have good content, and you have to have bad content, and you know what I'm saying? You have to have failure in order for you to succeed. You know what I'm saying? And look, I always have this thing where where I always say to myself, look, man, my setback may have amused you, but watch and see how my comeback will confuse you. And I'm actually quite amazed and really, 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 really shocked about the fact that I'm doing this great amount of, a lot of good things, and, my behavior. Well, I'm not going to go brag about my behavior because, when, let's just leave the behavior at that. And, my behavior, well, I find myself still behaving a bit strange because, you have to adapt, improve, and you have to overcome. Now, adapting, we all know what does that mean. Like, how could I put it? Like, let's say you've been placed in, I don't know, most of y'all has followed my podcast this far. And look, especially when you're placed in a world like this, and, for you, it's a new challenge. Obviously, you have to adapt, improve with whatever challenges it is you are facing. And, sorry about that. We have a bit of a, sorry about that. We're back. Like I was saying. So obviously, you have to adapt and then obviously improve and obviously overcome all challenges. I mean, look, like me, like, I don't know. It's like I accept any challenges that is given to me, like whatever day, whatever time, whether it's a good challenge or bad. Look, man, I found myself like, how could I put it, like walking through the fire. And look, what I've also established and experienced is that is basically one of the ways. Shout out to all the listeners that's tuned in, by the way. We're not gonna still have a listen to. Who's this? Who's tuning in? Yeah, like I was saying, you have to, well, basically, you have to, in life, basically, you have to get it wrong to get it right. That is one thing that I've learned. Now, you see me, I was addicted to making a lot of same mistakes, and especially more than twice. No, really, like, I've made the mistakes that, how could I put it? Not only do you get your hands dirty, but once you get your hands dirty with that kind of mistakes, then it seeps through your hands, through your skin, and through your veins, and then it sits in the heart, and then it becomes some type of an illness. Now, most of us is not that lucky to overcome that type of, that type of challenge. And I think me still trying to accept the fact that I overcame such a difficult challenge, you know what I'm saying, in me not doing what I used to do a lot worse than what I'm doing now. And you know what I'm saying, I'd rather waste my time in on basically inspiring the youth and a lot of my fans and a lot of my people. But yeah, man. So anyways, but check this out. Let me quickly get to a story quickly before I can play the track of Paxton. So what happened was, look, I hate WhatsApp groups, all right? Look, I hate it with a passion, okay? Especially if someone adds me and, I don't know why I'm added. You know what I'm saying? And now you can find, okay, right, look, I've paid less attention to my WhatsApps lately, and just focusing on myself, you know what I'm saying, trying to find me, that decent human being in setup, baby. Look, now, I was very, very, very irritated by small things. Look, a lot of small things basically bothered me, you know what I'm saying, like, how could I put it, like, if someone critiques me, basically, when I'm outside my artist, or basically like outside of my my field, I would find it very offensive. And what I then used to do is, well, until this hour, I cannot get it right to stop that kind of mentality or that attitude that I have. So when something small irritates me, or when someone tells me something, look, man, this guy is trying to make fun of me. Well, fine. Well, it's because of humiliation that I've came so far, and other people, humiliating me, and you know what I'm saying, just trying to break down. Look, I used to hang with your all sorts people, you know what I'm saying. I used to hang with your junkies. I used to hang with, you know what I'm saying, your loafers. I used to hang with, well, I'm not judging the people though, but I used to hang with, a lot of these guys. And I've also experienced, and I've also got a lot of street knowledge when I was out with these people, but learning about the number was definitely not my academics. My academics then was basically to experience how they live, what they going through, trying to give someone advice here and there who have a bit of a depression moment, try and make someone smile, that, you know what I'm saying, is a bit. And you know what, the worst thing I do is I don't like angry people. No, really. Angry people? No. Like, you would find someone, okay, fine, fair enough. If I'm in the wrong, then you do have the right to be angry. But I would find, like, when someone scream at me, I won't show it. I'll just keep it on the low. But it looks like we'll be talking. And look, I'll always see myself as that person, like, even when I die one day, you know what I'm saying? Like, I want to have that legacy. Like, I did a song called Last Note. It was about 2016 to be exact. 2017 it dropped, and the start was like, the day that I die, I want you to remember me not as a bad person, but as the loving and caring dog I was. Because there was a lot of bad things that I've done. But anyways, we like I said, and the other day, I was representing talent, and I heard a lot of great talent in, especially in South Africa, where we have a lot of great talent, and a lot of people come to me at times. Look, people, come I tell you one thing. Let me quickly tell you one thing, guys. Producers out there, we chill at home, and especially with the lockdown, we look at the TV screens, and we switch on the radio, and we hear things such as what the stats have gone up with, and how many people has died, and that alone is a depressing moment within itself, because the more you see how many people has passed away, the more you become more depressed. You know what I'm saying? The more you look at the more stats, how much people is infected in South Africa, the more you feel, you bro. You know what I'm saying? And I was just listening to an interview of my favorite radio personality of all time, which is Roger Good, and he himself, he plays a big role. So I shared a memory the other day, and it said, "Love like you've never loved before, dance like there's nobody watching, live every day like it's your last, sing like there's nobody listening." And you know what I'm saying? So look, if I can find that type of mentality of, obviously, if you look back at the things I used to do, and if I find that type of mentality in waking up and say, look, man, I'm gonna wake up in trying to make a difference in someone's life, whether it's a bad difference. No, I'm joking. Always good differences. It must be a life-changing moment, or it must be a moment to remember. Now, if I can make that difference, and I wake myself up and I push myself forward and just work hard and becoming, the next best greatest, or the next best artist, or the next best DJ, or whatever the case may be, like, the one thing that I still want to do, and this is a challenge. Well, I've taken the driving challenge and I've passed it. Okay, well, not really, because I almost drove into the wall. But the one thing that I've been doing lately, especially when I have free time and when I have me time, I look at a lot of talent. Like I said, South Africa's got talent, people, and there is producers and people with big money that goes to shows, and like those karaoke competitions, you find there the people with the talent is. Like, I've been to you've seen the live video, right? And you've heard me speak about the talent, obviously, of the people. And look, I always give credit where it's due. You know what I'm saying? Look, because a lot of people who I speak to, and a lot of people that I see, and now you can find, okay, this guy's a rap artist, for example, or this guy's a DJ, for example, and you know what I'm saying? And this guy is maybe a singer. Then you would come find that what's going on here now? And then you would come find that like a lot of people think about me. No, look, people, come I tell you what? I'm not the only one with talent. Definitely not. And yeah, man. Without further ado, let us get. I see. I'm experiencing a normal thing where I thought I would never experience, but don't worry. My next time you'll hear me on Arches FM 89.1. But nonetheless, you know what I'm saying? So wake up and find that inability and that inner strength to be able to motivate yourself. And don't be alike, man. Don't innovate like the other people do. Do it different. You know what I'm saying? Make a different you know what I'm saying? Cause dignity as well as respect, same as now, is not measured by a bank account, your bank account, or the amount of material things you can buy. You know what I'm saying? So like I told you in the beginning of the podcast, for me, just waking up, taking a walk, or maybe, for example, by the corner, maybe, or even outside, or even if someone gets my phone number, for example, and just phones me, and just me saying hi, and I've been listening to a voice note from, shout out to Jill Jazz Lievenberg. You can also catch on Sit Oester. That is every weekday between 6:30 and 7. I was just listening to a voice note that she sent me. It was last year. Yeah, she sent me a voice note last year. And also shout out to Zenobia Klopper. She is family of Dalian Matia. Okay, now she wrote the roman called what? Villa Second. It was back like way before my days. And well, I've had a glimpse of the story, and I read the book basically. Well, technology-wise, like this e-reading, but someone didn't read the book for me. I had to check out the spellings and the characters and, all the type of stuff that was placed in the book. And like there's so much more that we can keep ourselves busy with. Instead of, look, a lot of people is happy for a lot of people's downfalls, which is, I don't know where it's going to stop. And hey, man, what I also wanted to say is shout out to the Ellen DeGeneres show as well. Yeah, I've got guys like that. But, yeah. Without further ado, like I promised you, I'm going to bring you the song of Paxton. It's called Innocent, but it's not too bad for my liking. I love the wording of the song, but obviously I'm going to have to attach this podcast and then probably put something into it. But yeah, man, it's Human Rights Day, 1968. It's public holiday. Actually, I was supposed to be doing this yesterday, but it was a bit of a hassle. So, yeah. To the disabled people, let us not, let us not deny someone with a disability's rights. Look, I'm not going to fit myself into that category, but I'm definitely going to, go into the, advocacy of, disabled people. And the right to live, the right to human dignity, the right to freedom, the right to look, if we are not here to discuss the Bill of Rights, man. You know what I'm saying? Like I always said, I'm always here to entertain. And look, behind all my, how could I now put it? Behind all my negative things that I've been talking about, I'm sure that I've gained or I've made some positive experience for you guys listening to my everyday podcasts on social media. And like I said, if it was not for the critics and if it was not for, the people who actually is trying to see me fall, I would have never been here today. I would have never even made it. It's like like in school, basically, when, like I was, how could I put it? I was judged a lot. And, because most people wasn't with me for a lovely amount of time, and they don't know what I've learned, and they don't know what I've experienced, and they don't know what capabilities I've acquired and what achievements I've acquired. They haven't been with me throughout that stage. All of a sudden now all of a sudden they're trying to be with me and they think they know who the next person is. No, it's not like that. Not here, not anywhere in the world else. No one else can. I don't know the next person. I don't know what his or her capabilities is, but let me tell you something, guys. Come and tell you quickly. For me, it's amazing as well, but for my age, I think my knowledge is thrice my age. Definitely. And what I was also saying, yeah. Like I used to be called like Blender Mall, back then when I was a kid. You know what I'm saying? A lot of my friends still calls me Blenderman and blind boy. You know what I'm saying? Whatever, And if it wasn't for see, that motivates me within itself. You have to be able, especially my artist who is disabled. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to you guys. Shout out to the people who's listening. Look, if you wake up and you think you're not gonna make it, man, it's not the end of the world. We do have our dark days. It's okay not to be okay, all right? When I visited the rehab and I like there was like last year in Bloem, a lot of people out there was depressed, and you know what I'm saying, and they were thinking, look, okay, now here's a quick interesting fact of like, how could I put it? Like, let's say you come out of rehab, right, and somebody offers you a drink maybe, and you consider it, should I take it or should I not? It is already a relapse. No, really, it's already a relapse. Just the fact that you are thinking it through, should I or should I not? Your first instance is to say no. I don't need it. I don't want it. I'm done with it. And so it has to be, done with it. And therefore I thank God, and I think a lot of I think a lot of my critics and my oppressors for basically making me stronger than what I was. Well, although for them they might have think it's an achievement, but if it wasn't for the critics, if it wasn't for them who motivated me, and tried to bring me down and a whole lot of other stuff, and try to keep cage me and whatever the case may be, I would have never been able to see the radio station saying, look man, we want you on the board, bro. Or I wouldn't have never had my fans to say, yo man, it's nice work you're doing, you know what I'm saying? Oh, well, fine. Although the hard work I've done to also, do my best in critiquing them too. But look, it obviously made me a better person. Definitely. Not the fact that I critiqued them and, made songs about them or the other things. But the fact that, you know what I'm saying, it's just them trying their utmost best to see me go nowhere. And the fact that they're not trying to see me go anywhere, that just alone, that made me a better person, you know what I'm saying? And that started to make me think about, all my positive contributions that I've made towards, wherever I've been, and the amount of people that I've met. You know what I'm saying? So, no, at least, I'm glad to wake up and look at myself, the inner beauty of me, and definitely think that, well, we're gonna miss the old days, but I think that the lockdown really affected us much more than what we thought. You know what I'm saying? And also another thing for me was I went to that upper rate and that higher level of look, I know I can do better, but critiquing, and this for me is better. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of blessings just came my way. You know what I'm saying? Well, my looks changed. My appearance changed, my way of speaking has changed. Well, I find my off days and then I don't find it, for me possible to speak to, anyone, or I would just feel like chilling in, this place, but where I'm chilling right now, and I don't even want to think back, but it just brings back a lot of bad memories, and that is why I find it hard to be, here at night and sleeping here again. But anyways, yeah, man, we're not here to talk about me. So, yeah, that is where adapt, improve, and overcome comes in. You know what I'm saying? So, as Ellen DeGeneres would say, be kind to each other. You know what I'm saying? Well, Ellen DeGeneres have a bit of another side. I see there is a bit of a. There's a bit of a story going on there. But hey, look, man, you have to crawl before you walk, man. You know what I'm saying? If you can't find look, I've been looking at a beat lately. It was about that time of my feud, as we all know my feud. And I had a lot of feuds, and at first I didn't see the bigger picture of what the feuds would bring. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, it definitely dragged me, and it definitely made me. At first, I was angry, and I was like, "But why? Why are they doing this to me?" And until I saw that light bulb, just lit up, and say to myself, "You know what? They trying to see me go nowhere, and then they trying to hold me down." And I just, that light bulb just lit up and said, "Look, man, come on, man, you can do this, man. You can show them that whatever it is that you do, it can work." You know what I'm saying? Whether it's a good thing or whether it's a bad thing. Just don't go back to your old roots and don't go do your old thing anymore. But, for the oppressors and for the people who don't want to see you go forward in life, then this goes for anyone. You know what I'm saying? Don't get mad. Fight it at first until not one of you is able to still accomplish whatever you want to accomplish. Well, now the last thing that I'm wishing for is for them to be taking my radio job away. No, for real. It's not a wish. Just saying. Yeah. Anyway, back to my motivation for you guys. If you find people that, how could I put it? I don't know. You've seen my videos for the last couple of months. You've seen my podcast. You've heard my podcast for the last couple of months. Well, there's better way to do things, man. That is actually the way when they don't want to see you do, and they do anything in their powers to not see you move forward and you know what I'm saying, make and do you and become what you want to become. That is when you actually have to go sit still and go find your inner strength and show them who actually doesn't want to see you come out to anything good in life, that you can make it. whether they standing in your way or whether you give your message of, or you convey your message of positivity to even if it's one person, you know what I'm saying? Make that difference. You know what I'm saying? And if those who can't make it, those trying to be role models by being bad role models, well, fine. That's up to them. But I'm giving this message to you as my fans, and I'm saying to you, think about it. Take a second, think about it. Walk away, ignore the temptation. Because I know definitely, especially where I'm living, temptation is supernatural hard to resist. You know what I'm saying? You would find yourself in that situation, all your homies is smoking, and the big people is around, and you would also love to blaze, and just getting that angry vibe, and you just go out there and you just start blazing, or what? You just start joining the party. Well, that happens in the beginning stages, you know what I'm saying? But there's different ways to overcome those type of things, and like me, you know what I'm saying here? I had to reach my goals very, very silently. I had to do a lot of meetings with my old radio friends and my old DJ friends, and be like, yo man, listen, give me another and they were like, look man, we know you as Naughty Setter, but now if you impress us like what, 10, 20 times more, 100 times more, and how do we know if we give you another chance, you have improved and you have matured a bit, and that is when you actually have to prove yourself. You don't just have to say, look, you matured or you improved or whatever the case may be. You just go out there, live your life and do you, and until they see your maturity, like it's like charisma over character, don't let your age, definitely do not let your age define your maturity. Because what I've experienced is a lot of people, when a lot of people be thinking, okay, wait, I'm older than him, I can make him look small. But look, here's a bit of a bragging point where I can brag, and it's not much of a bragging point, but it's definitely a point to look forward to. And it's definitely something that I can tell. You might be bigger than me in age, but not maturity. For some people, definitely not maturity. Your age doesn't define your maturity, because I've seen, and I never thought that I would experience it. Look, I've seen it a lot as I grew up, that some people's age doesn't define their maturity. And the actual thing is, what makes it scary is when people look inside them, that is what actually makes them scary. But yeah, so that is the difference between the age and the maturity. Look, if you've done some bad things, I don't know, live with it, love it, and learn from it. I don't know, take it step by step, I don't know. But I'm not here to give advice to the outside world, I'm here to give advice to my friends. So yeah, that is kind of like my human rights type of contribution that I try to deliver. And also learn a lot, like to see someone doing it is one thing, but to claim that you can do it is another thing. Like radio too, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm sitting here in front of a whole lot of buttons, and my biggest challenge I was given when my notebook dropped in the water, I was placed at, I was like, yo man, how am I gonna make now, and I had to borrow my brother's laptop, and I just started to become used to it, man, and it's this much. And I've turned it into, which was a challenge, because my first one had the software, I got the software for it to make it possible for me to be able to work. And I mean, if I listen to, how could I put it, if I press a button maybe, then I would get a round of applause like this. You know what I'm saying? Which is kind of like difficult understanding, but no. Okay, well, I know that we've been wondering, how does he get it right to be doing these buttons, and how does he get it right to make it sound so good? Well, basically, it was a bit of a long shot. So yeah, that is actually how I've achieved me. You know what I'm saying? Becoming destined and passionate. And because I must admit, hey, for a while I lost that passion. Not my passion for music, definitely not. But I lost that type of passion of, waking up and motivating myself and encouraging myself. But if I look at the next person, I definitely think that, life is worth living. And, obviously we have to give grace and thanks out there to the Almighty. Look, now this is the one thing that I never, look, I'm a smoker, guys. Okay, you know what I'm saying? I do my regular bluntation or whatever it is that I do. But I would never mention the Almighty if I'm intoxicated at all, or when I'm smoked up or blazed up. No, not at all. No, not at all. Only if I've had nothing, I would represent, because that is someone that you acknowledge and that you worship when you're not intoxicated. And I've noticed that a lot of intoxicated people now, especially when I was younger and especially when I grew up, a lot of people started to speak about the Lord Jesus Christ this when they had a couple of beers in, and the Lord Jesus Christ that after they had a couple of stuff in. Look, he's been with me for a very long time now. So that is how you basically become who you need to become. The more humiliation I face, the more discourage I receive from the outside world, the more encouragement that is to me. So the more I see you try to break me down, the better for me. You know what I'm saying? Well, I haven't thought about it all my life like that, but now, since I've turned 30, and I've seen this happening, and I started to turn the negative into a positive, but really, really private. I haven't really shown it. I started laughing just for certain things, but the more discourage I receive and the more disbelief I receive from people, the more discreditation, as well as the more the humiliation I receive from the people, the more of an encouragement that is for me, and the more reason that would give me as an individual. And I'm not just taking this advice, speaking about myself. I would want you as the next person who is especially the people who's listening to this now, I want you to take this advice that I'm talking about and these experiences that I've gained, and I want you to take this and use this as your advice, to become the next best, or to become good at what you are. And hey, listen, when you look in that mirror, reflect before you act, all right? Just wake up with that smile on your dial and say, like I have this thing where I always used to say to my girlfriend back then, I used to always say to her, good night, sleep tight, don't let the bed bugs bite, and remember to wake up tomorrow bright and right. You know what I'm saying? Like, especially, I would find a lot of people that follows me and listen to my stuff and be like, no. Look, like I said, the more discreditation, the more discourage, the more humiliation, the more oppression, the more fools you're trying to make out of me, the better it is for me. Because that is the only way that I can find, the inner me and withdraw myself from your negativity and take your negativity and create it and make it a positivity for me. You know what I'm saying? So, especially the people who, who don't have a purpose, and especially, my haters. We all have our haters and we all have our enemies, and obviously most of us in life have our haters and our enemies because we are successful. We could achieve what they couldn't achieve, and we could overcome what they could not overcome. Well, it's the choices, I choose to be a motivation for those around me. I choose to be a happy soul for those around me. But hey, listen, if you get on my bad side, I won't even make, when was it? In the week I went somewhere with my eldest brother, obviously my one and only, and I've experienced a lot of like I just said, what turned it into a positivity. Because Friday, listen, Ice Cream Man, I'm busy with my podcast here. Can you go? And no, I'm kidding. Like, that is how I was. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was like that front up on the line. If something irritates me, I make something out of it easily. But now I've learned to cope with this type of issues, and I've learned to also, take your negativity that you have and your weapon formed against me and turn it to a positivity. But if I look at the time, ladies and gentlemen, I don't think we have time for the song that I wanted to play. Do we? No, I don't think so. But here's one I would like to play you. It was released last month. It's Noisy Who featuring 92, Summer 92. It's called Look Back. And then, yeah, that is my contribution towards Human Rights Day and Human Rights Month. And listen, people, I'm gonna start getting involved in a lot of disability things now. From I don't know, from this year. I never thought I would see this day coming where I would become involved in disability things this year. But I will definitely, and whether it's from home or whether it's from radio or whether it is just me doing it. You know what I'm saying? Because me growing up with a lot of people like that and with that kind of, like, I have a lot of big friends in the big media industries, and you know what I'm saying. So yeah, man, the word for today, and that is my motivation for today. Share it with your friends. I don't know, give it to your friends. If you'd like a copy of this, just drop me an inbox. I would definitely make sure that I can get you a copy hooked up with something somehow of this motivational topic, because I think this within was a bit of a deep message. But yeah, so the more negativity, the more I know, and the more I see you trying to break me down, and the more you're trying to humiliate me. That is the only way. That is, you see, that, look, I haven't even thought about it that way, because I knew it. That is your only tool that you can use to build me up. You know what I'm saying? Instead of building yourself, because now you look at now, the time you wasted to humiliate me, that is the time that you've used to build me up. And now you come find that I am at the top that one day and you would regret it, hey? No, really, like now. You know what I'm saying? I look at my comments, maybe for a lot of, like, if I post a picture, maybe, or if I post a quote, maybe, I just get love, man. I just get love, you know what I'm saying? But, yeah, shout out. It's been a bumpy ride, hey? No, it's been a bumpy ride. You know what I'm saying? But listen, the Lord Almighty is on my side, alright? And whatever He says, I go with it, okay? Yeah, so, that advice goes to anyone. The more they humiliate you, the more they try and bring you down, the more they try to steal your show, the more they up in your face, and the more they try and invade whatever it is that you're doing, the more of a stronger person that will make you. You know what I'm saying? You don't necessarily have to fight back any given time you get when somebody pisses you off or when somebody makes you mad. You know, look, the battle is not ours, people. The battle is God's. But nonetheless, man, I'm gonna be using this extra. Definitely, I'm gonna definitely do a re-upload of this on my page, and I don't know. Maybe I should drop this motivational topic on YouTube. I don't know, but I'm not that popular on YouTube. You know what I'm saying? So hey, check this out, guys. Let's focus quickly on some other news. So cyberbullying. We don't know. Hey, we don't watch the TV. Yeah, cyberbullying is a huge crime now. I'm so glad that it started to resurface. Yeah, we know what that is, right? Cyberbullying, the hacking, the phone cloning, the contact changing of other phones. You know with these Huawei phones and these other type of smart techno. Look, people, it's like I said to another friend of mine the other day. I have to now break my phone, my limited edition phone, to show you what it can do. No, look, man, I'm more clued up with look, and therefore I will always brag. I'm untouchable when it comes to a phone. But lately, I haven't been focusing on technological stuff lately. I've been focusing on pushing myself again to the top. And so yeah, that is a bit of news. I wonder, have you seen the carte blanche thing? What happened to the cyberbully? Apparently, was brought to justice. Even there was a cyberbully. I was visiting. No, I went to the bathroom now, and I was watching a short clip. I think it was on CakeNet, and this cyberbully. Look, I know the right people that can get you arrested for that. If that happens again, whether it's to a PC or to a phone or whatever. No, I'm just saying. I'm just mentioning it. So I've seen this short clip. I haven't checked it out long, but I've seen this short clip where this police officer, basically, he was hacked, and a lot of people took, or this particular hacker took his information rather, and tried to build a profile and tried to establish a profile. Now, I don't know, maybe I'm in that lucky industry, which is the media industry, that where not anyone can steal your profile, because you might have 15,000 followers on your Instagram, and when it comes to you being put behind that radio desk and begin to say, yo, drop me a round of applause effect, and you'd be like, and there's nothing playing. You'd be like, drop me a round of applause effect for the third time, and there's nothing playing. Then they come call me, yo, Sarah, since you are not the real one, drop me a round of applause effect, and you'd be like, okay. Then you play a clip. You'd be like, okay. And you'd be like, Sarah, no, look, DJ Alex, drop me a round of applause effect. And without thinking, you just press a button, and it's like, round of applause drop. So yeah, that is how I had a lot of my, but I should actually get them off here. Here's a lot of my music on here, but nonetheless, people, that is my motivation for the day. That is my human rights contribution for the day. And if you see someone else being mistreated in the streets or wherever it is, and you're an elderly person, or you have the power or the ability to stand up for this particular person who's not able to stand up for him or herself, make a difference. Stand up and say, look, man, this is wrong, or you can't do this. You know what I'm saying? Not just about, we're not just speaking GBV and all the other stuff. There's a lot of people. Look, I had to deal with especially like for this last couple of days and this last couple of months, I had to deal with the fact that I have to stand up for certain things for myself, because I always had, like I told you in the beginning of the podcast, I always had a lot of things done for me. And you know what I'm saying? A lot of things was given to me on that golden platter, and I had to learn to go and get it myself. Like, you know what I'm saying? Standing up for me, my rights, and you know what I'm saying? Defending myself. Well, when the saga started, basically, I just did it in a rush, and I did it the wrong way. But this alone, within itself, will tell you. Now, if you look at my comments, and you look at all my achievements, and you look at how my brand on Google, DJ Alex SA. If you don't know the name of my page, I do suggest you go and like it. DJ Alex SA. It grew, and yeah, man. When I look at it, also in my page's inbox, I see that the hashtag Don't Abuse campaign also received a lot of attention. Well, which I wanted so badly, but. Well, like I've experienced, and I never knew that I would grow this much, and I never knew that even I would receive or get this much of a second chance, or this kind of chance by this type of brand or this type of record label, and features from artists that I haven't even thought of would feature me one day. You know what I'm saying? And that is just the kindness of me and the good deeds of me. So use that positive message. And just think of what I taught you, and just try and live. Put yourself in this particular next person's life. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying you can do it, but try follow the blindfold being a DJ challenge on Busy Bee's YouTube channel, man. It's the Hive Entertainment, and try and see if you can do that way. But nonetheless, people, oh my goodness, and there I found myself rambling again, rambling, and I didn't even play you this song. But anyways, you can, however, do the favor, check out Paxton Fearless on YouTube. You check out the song called Innocent, and you have a listen to the lyrics, and yeah, you do yourself a favor, okay? You look, we were born to make mistakes, but not to fake perfection. No, really. Most of us, we were born to make mistakes, but not to fake perfection. And hey, listen, it doesn't mean because I said in the beginning or in the quarter of my podcast, I've made a lot of mistakes twice and more than twice, and you need to go do the same thing. You know what I'm saying? What I'm encouraging you to do is just wake up and try and motivate yourself and look at others who also inspires you. Well, not everyday thing. And the last thing, people, too much of a good or too much self-confidence is not a good thing. And as my brother always would say, you have to understand yourself very badly in order for you to fit into society. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I used to, people, yeah. And yeah, man, once again, from myself, DJ Alex, Set Up Baby, aka the blind, hard to find, and one of a kind. I'm signing out, even though I promised you the Song of Paxton, but I couldn't get to the Song of Paxton because I see I've reached the time limit and I can't get any songs squeezed in. So use that as your word of motivation. I don't know. This is motivation that can keep you for a year, people, for a lifetime. You know what I'm saying? If you listen to this thing, what I've said right now, lifetime motivation. But just before my show becomes brought to you by the BMW Express, let me rather sign out and say goodbye. Hope you guys have a great Monday afternoon and a great week ahead of y'all, in spite of yourself. Don't overdo it. Do it over. And listen, stay responsible. And until we meet on the airwaves. Right. From myself, Set Up Baby. As I can already hear some music in the background, but nonetheless, I made sure that I isolated myself. Although I'm really gonna miss this bedroom a lot, but yeah, it's fine. We meet again, ladies and gentlemen. And listen, if you need a copy of the podcast, man, please drop me an inbox. I'll upload it on some SendSpace, maybe. I don't know, YouTube, maybe. Data file host. You let me know. Yeah, and I'll get back to you guys. Thank you so much. It's been a great privilege, and it's been a great honor and a great moment chilling with you guys, and also encouraging you as always. And yeah, and listen, be kind to each other, right? And listen, always love those who's around you. You know what I'm saying? Always appreciate those precious moments. And listen, man, always be yourself. All right. Love you guys, and take good care of yourselves. Sanitize, mask up, and follow the rules. And remember, listen. Here's a very famous quote: "The aim is not to write history. The aim is to make it." Get it? I'm gonna clear myself. The aim is not to write history. The aim is to make it. If you look at my historical moments, if you look at my achievements, that is some history for you. You know, just last night I was like looking at but anyways, the time is up. My time is up, guys. I need to see you guys. I'll catch you again on the flip side. Man, it's been great. And remember the phrase: the aim is not to write history. The aim is to make it. From myself, Set Up Baby / DJ Alex SA. Visit the Facebook page at DJ Alex SA and check out the blind, hard to find, and one of a kind. And listen, remember what I told you, okay? The more oppression, the more people you find that's trying to break you down, the more people you're trying to find that doesn't want to see you go forward, or the more people that's trying to destroy your career, good for them and bonus for you. Because the reason why I'm saying that is, look, especially if they tell you that they're about to destroy your career, you know what I'm saying? And they go out of the way to destroy your career. And that is when their blessings backfire and yours occur, you know. So yeah, not true. Especially if you're not a real believer of the Almighty and you're out there to destroy the next person's career, it will, trust me, it will backfire. Look, not even I thought, not even me. I never even had the slightest idea I would get my job again. But nonetheless, ladies and gentlemen, I'm not here. I'll ramble about me another day, probably. I don't know. Probably when I'm probably after the Easter weekend. after my job stuff is out of the way. And then I can ramble again. From myself, DJ Alex, you have yourself a brilliant Monday and a brilliant week ahead. And yeah, thank you very much. My audience, say goodbye to my Facebook friends. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah. And another big round of applause for all my blessings I've achieved and all my Thanksgivings that I have to make, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, and also one big round of applause also for all my lovely people who is tuned into the Facebook today. And then last but not least, ladies and gentlemen, last but not least, and which is an everyday thing to do. We have to say thank you very much for a breath in another day, and thank you for all our blessings that we have, and thank you very much for all our loved ones that is still around us, and very much thank you for this day, and thank you very much for also making me survive until this day, and Human Rights Day, and Human Rights Month, and the whole of entire March. One big round of applause. And with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, myself set up, baby. I'm out of here. I'm gonna listen to some great, one of my favorite songs. I just heard it Friday for the first time. Listen to it now. And for a copy of this, drop an inbox. I will keep it safely on my telephone in my cloud storage, and I will definitely make sure you get a copy of this lovely, inspirational message from myself, DJ Alex. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. It's been great. Bye-bye.